Welcome back to Cup of Joe with the Jays, where we're just a bunch of idiots rambling on. Speaking of idiots, we got another idiot joining us today.
Another idiot with us.
Good buddy, Rudy. Rudy, go ahead and tell the folks at home hi.
Well, hello, guys. My name is Rudy. I'm glad to be here. I'm another idiot joining the party.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. It's always good to find somebody dumb enough to like come and join on something stupid that we have. You know what I mean?
I've been begging homeless people. I'm like, hey, man, you want to come on my podcast?
Like, oh, thank God somebody said yes
You
finally.
got a bribe with a cheeseburger. You're all, come on, buddy. Come on. So I do have something I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I was going through, the interwebs.
Yeah.
I came across a story. I guess this happened like about a year ago. And this lady it was in Canada, I believe. She was leaving a concert, a Marilyn Manson concert. And on her way home, she hit a gas line just perfect enough to where everyone was like, do you smell that? I smell a shit ton of gas coming through that. So surprisingly, no one died. They dragged the lady out of there and stuff, and boom, it exploded, leveled a house.
Jesus.
And caused, I think it was like $3 million in damage.
Was this recently?
This was like a year ago.
Wow.
So they show, there's footage of it. There's these people in their backyard, and they're like, hey, did you hear that? Did you hear something happened? And then you could see in the background what looked like a mushroom cloud pop up. That's how big the explosion was.
Chernobyl.
No. So like, I
Not
guess
again.
she got 3 years in jail or prison, one of them, and then so now I think she might be getting close to getting out, and she's suing the venue. She's suing Budweiser for allowing her to drink that much and let her go free. They're like, you knew I was drunk. You shouldn't have sent me out there. So yeah, she's trying to sue him for an ungodly amount of money. And yeah,
Man, like, see, I always fucking say, like, I wish I was smart enough to like come up with something stupid like that, like trip and fall and sue the company, like some dumb shit, like, fuck, give me a way to fucking get me rich, dude.
Yeah.
Like, God.
well,
man.
like, there was that while where people were going to fast food restaurants and they were like leaving either like toenails or screwdrivers. I think someone said there was like a thumb or something in some nacho cheese or something one time, and they tried suing. There was
Did you say screwdrivers?
yeah, there was like a screwdriver. Well, maybe not a screwdriver, a screw. There we go. Hey, there's a Phillips screwdriver in my nacho cheese. Well, I got a flathead.
I don't know where the Phillips came from because, yeah, all we have is flatheads.
Yeah, we got that ain't us. We only give flatheads on our nacho cheese. And what's the nastiest thing you found? Have you guys ever found anything in like your guys' food? When you
yeah.
went to like restaurants, whether it's fast food or not?
Nothing outrageous, just like your typical hair, stuff like that. Yeah, from the servers, maybe the cooks in the back room.
I
like
Little extra spice in there.
yeah, I haven't found anything like absurd.
I found a nail. I want to say it was a fingernail. I hope it wasn't a toenail.
Were you chewing on it before?
No,
you realized
like
it?
I just like I'm going to town and I'm chowing down on this food, and then all of a sudden I'd see this little thing. I was like, is that a fingernail? Like, oh God! And I think I no, I did.
You didn't flick it out and was like, "This is too good."
Yeah, I just kind of like pushed it over to the side. All right, keep it going.
These nachos are slapping right.
Salty, extra salty.
Is there a place you can't go because it wrecks your stomach?
Taco Bell.
Taco, but yep.
Dude, Taco Bell. I made it my personal rule to not ever go there.
That Mexican pizza just tastes so good, though.
The only time I'll ever go to Taco Bell is I have to be pretty toasty. I got to be wasted, dude. Like somebody said, like we just got out of the bar. Somebody said, hey, let's go get food. And somebody suggested Taco Bell. I'll be like, all right.
Taco Bell. I feel like Taco Bell has to be a drunk food, right? Like you're drunk and you're like, oh, I'm fucking starving, and the first thing you think about is, let's go to Taco Bell.
I don't know. For me, it's McDonald's. McDonald's just passes right through for some weird reason. I don't know if it's the artificial meat or whatever they put into it, but it's wild.
McDonald's is the place where I'm about to fight the guy in the drive-thru every single time because dude, I get it. You work at McDonald's, your life sucks or whatever, but bro, there's no reason to like be so down about it. Be like, cheerful. Like they're people.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the the late night shift crew.
I don't
'Cause
know.
the morning crew, right? I'll go in there and I'm like, all right, these old folks who worked here for years, they're all about this life.
You ever deal with like shitty employees at these fast food restaurants?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did you guys hear about the one? This was just actually recently. They arrested a guy. Not sure where, but dude shot and killed the employee of a Subway restaurant. I think it was.
Damn.
Because he put too much mayo
Oh, shit.
in his food. So it's like I can only imagine how it went down. And I actually encountered this when I was like truck driving
You
out on
shot-
the
you
road
shot
with
a guy 'cause
no.
too much mayo?
Hey,
I didn't want ketchup on my burger.
but like I can't remember. I think it was like another Subway or another fast food restaurant or Burger King or McDonald's. I don't know. But anyway, there was a guy in front of us and he ordered his food and then we order our food. We stand back and we're just kind of waiting. And then next thing we see the guy come up to the counter and start yelling at this kid, hey, that's too much mayo. And like just screaming at this kid. You could see the pure fear in this kid's eyes, like, oh my God, oh no. And dude was like ready to jump over that counter. And I'm trying not to die laughing, dude. We were somewhere like in the Midwest. I don't know, maybe Missouri or Tennessee, one of them fucking places.
Speaking of mayo, man. So, how do you guys like your steaks and your burgers? Like, if you're gonna get like a ribeye, how would you prefer your steak to be cooked?
Medium rare. I'm
Medium
fine with
rare,
that,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, medium,
Some
medium
pink,
rare,
right?
yeah.
You want some pink, never well done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my dad, we get into this argument all the time because everyone they think it's blood that's in there. They're like, it's still mooing. I'm like, no, that's where all the juices are. It tastes good. I'm telling you, he'll get a burger and like the same thing with like a burger. Obviously, with hamburger meat, you primarily want it more on the well side just because
Right.
it's, the way it's mashed. All the meats overturned, so all the bacteria gets mixed in. It's not just on the top layer.
Yeah.
So, but I've been been getting it like medium well.
Yeah.
But my dad will literally we'll go to a restaurant and he'll order a cheeseburger and he's got to remind the cook or the waitress or waiter, I want that well done. Hey, one well was good enough. You went 2 wells past.
One well was enough.
And then he'll be like, he might as well say this, give me a pound of mayonnaise. And I'm like, why do you need that much mayonnaise? Is it because you ordered it burnt?
Need
You gotta have some flavor on it.
Gotta moisturize it after. You gotta moisturize it after he just burnt the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Good God. Yeah, that's my in-laws. I think I told you about this too. Like my in-laws, whenever we go to a restaurant somewhere, yeah, well done. It's like I think the first well would have done, like just one well.
Emphasize that well quite a few times.
Yeah, they gotta like make sure they drive it home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they get pissed.
And
Pissed.
It's mostly those people that have that like mindset that this is blood.
Yeah, and it
You know,
really
it's-
isn't. All you got a
yeah.
quick Google search and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
I mean,
they drain the blood, right? Like all the blood gets
Well,
drained
yeah.
out whenever they kill the animal.
when they hang the cow or the deer or whatever it is,
Yeah.
all the blood gets out of the body at that point.
Oh yeah. Have you ever killed an animal?
I have not.
I
No.
hit the hell out of a bunny one time driving. I think it was done.
I ran over a cat. Yeah. I mean, if we're talking in terms of vehicular homicide, I killed a cat.
My car was slow profile. I swear to God, bro. Like I'm such a pussy. Like I immediately saw it happening. It picked its head up, and I was like, "No, bunny, no!" I guarantee I decapitated that thing.
So my old lowrider, I was driving down Constitution over here when this cat ran out in the middle of the street, seen me, froze up, tried to duck.
You dropped the hydraulics.
No, no, the car was like so low at that point, like he had no.
He had no chance.
chance.
All
No
9
chance.
lives gone.
Oh,
Yeah, he was like, fuck.
every time he hit a new metal part of the car, like there's one life, there's another life.
He just kept bouncing. My auntie hit Juan's mom. She hit a Pomeranian going home one day, right?
Good
And
night.
It's funny because you knew whose dog that was. Because the
Oh.
lady had Pomeranians painted on her mailbox and everything. Fluffy, have you seen my Fluffy? All you hear was, was done. You had to hide the evidence. You had to drive the car because the thing's all fur. It's like 90% fur. So you had to park it into the garage and rip out all the damn fur.
Oh my God. You know, like I wasn't really speaking of like little furry animals on the road, but I guess that counts too. I know, like I remember I was driving into work one day and I saw like KGB was driving in front of me.
Yeah.
And I was in the car with Abe, Adam, and Chris, and I know KGB was in front in his truck, and I had my car at the time, right? And I'm driving, and I see the bunny come out of the tall grass, and he's just running through, and I was like, oh no, he missed the front tire, right? Went underneath the truck as he was still driving, so he was still going forward. The bunny's in the middle of the truck,
Yeah.
and then he just kind of like, oh shit, like something just went over. Like, what is that? And then he like took like a step, and the right rear tire is what got the bunny. Ooh. Bam! Just, and all I see is just a puff of
Oh shit!
a puff of like fur, just like. It's like, what the hell?
I mean, just so everyone knows, we're not purposely hitting animals. These damn things are running in the road, so don't think I'm like, oh shit, squirrel, and jump the curb.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I seen something similar driving back from Denver the other day, and there was a truck in front of me where a rabbit purposely ran in front of the truck too, and it was something like out of an action movie where the rabbit dodged this wheel, but the other wheel ended up getting him. And like it's truly like the visualization is just it's crazy.
I saw the most horrific thing, and it's never left my brain. Right? It's seared in there. So viewer discretion. We were driving out to Pablo West, and there's bunnies everywhere, man. Bunnies everywhere. And there was this one bunny, right? As we passed it, I looked down. The back half of it is cut off. It got ran over and just severed it. So its little paws are just sitting there trying to drag itself across the road and just bleeding out. And I was like, oh, my God. To this day, that's stuck in my brain.
The most traumatizing thing I ever saw, believe it or not, was a pigeon. So I was a kid, and I was with my dad in his car, and I think he was taking me to Sunday school or some shit like that. I don't even remember. We're on the right lane of the road, and there was like a crap ton of pigeons, dude, just like all over the road. And they're just sitting there. And I was like, Dad, shouldn't you like slow down? Like, you know, like there's a lot of they'll move. And I was like, dude, like that's a lot. At least honk your horn.
Yeah.
He said, here, let me do it for you.
They'll see me coming. I was like, I don't think so, dude. Like they're going ham on some grain or whatever the hell, like asphalt, you know, on the ground. And sure enough, we come up to the pigeons, and like they all didn't move. So they start getting like hit by the car, and like my dad's running over a few of them, you know, and that's all you hear is like, it's like, oh my God, dude, Jesus. So I was like, I told you they weren't gonna move, dude. Like, damn. He's like, oh, whoops, my bad. And then I just look in the rear view, and I see the pigeon's head. The beak drove into the asphalt. Damn. So his beak is still in the asphalt, and he's just flapping his wings.
Oh, shit.
Trying to get out of there. And I was like,
That's brutal.
oh my God. And I was like, he's never getting out of there. That's it. He's done.
Done for.
Have you guys been seeing the videos lately where like people get too damn close to these cages with like at the zoo or something? You see the one with the orangutan grabbed that guy's leg and just started trying to pull him through?
Oh, yeah.
Like at that point, once you have punched, I mean, I'd have been punching the orangutan's fingers.
What if you miss and hit the cage?
He just grabs that arm and pulls you through. Take the damn leg. Take it.
You could keep it.
Oh, yeah. No, that I don't know. Like, I don't know why people get so close to them damn cages. Like, I just saw one in Yellowstone, I think it was.
Oh, the bison?
The bison. Lady, two ladies and a child. Kid had to have been like 8 to 10 years old, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And they're out there trying to take a picture with the bison, and then the bison starts charging, right, as it should. And the lady kind of like, oh no, they run away and they just leave the kid.
Dude, they straight abandoned that kid. Everyone for yourself.
I hope you have a survival instinct. But yeah, they just leave him there. Some guy comes running to the rescue, and that dude gets mauled by that bison. Just boop, grab up in the air. Dude slams the ground like, oh shit.
Gouged him.
Dude, gouged him pretty good. I was like, good God. I saw another video. I think this was somewhere in Spain or Mexico. I don't fucking know where the fuck it was, but the bull, it was like bullfights or at a rodeo somewhere. The bull is bucking. Guy gets too close to the bull's head, and then the bull just drove his horn straight through that dude's face. So you just see like a hole.
No.
A hole in dude's face. And guy's still breathing, and I was like, oh man, that's rough.
There's
That's
a
rough.
video I saw. It was on TikTok because that's where you see all the messed up stuff. Or no, actually, it was on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't even know how. I'm pretty sure they keep trying to take down the page, but I might have sent it to one of you. I can't remember. But this dude, straight up, this chick's playing around with this gun, right? Homeboy in the passenger seat's like, "Hey, quit playing around with that damn thing. It's not a toy."
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Pop goes off. The guy in the back seat just dips out. I was like, "Oh, I don't want to be part of this anymore." And the lady in the driver's seat was like, "She's like, ooh, my bad." Puts the gun down and dips out. Boy straight drops his head over, and it's just a faucet coming out of his head. The guy survived.
No way.
Survived.
The dude survived, yeah.
No
like
way.
the dude's still walking around,
Holy
talking.
thick-ass skull.
Like he's talking and everything. Like he functions just fine. I think one of his eyes is messed up. Like he can't open it. But other than that,
Pretty good after getting shot in the head.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
Damn near point blank.
So one of my friends that lives here,
yeah.
they have a buddy. Well, they have a couple of buddies. They were doing the same thing. They were hanging out in the car. Dude was messing with a gun and shot the driver in the leg.
Jesus.
Yeah, and he's fine or whatever. But those dudes, like, yeah, they're not friends.
That's where I draw the line.
I think that's where we draw the line. Like,
Yeah, I'm no longer coming to the podcast.
I'm checked out.
see ya.
I don't want to be an idiot.
Now, would you hate that person forever after that, or like, would you like make your peace with it, or?
Like how apologetic are they gonna be, right? Like, hey man, there's a lot of making up you got to do. You just shot me.
Yeah, like if they're accountable for the actions and be like, hey man, I really screwed up. I shouldn't have been toying with that gun, and unfortunately, you were the victim.
I'm all about we can put this behind us, right? But eye for an eye. So if you let me shoot you back in the leg, we're cool.
at least your foot.
I'm never talking to you again. You shoot me in the leg, dude.
My beautiful articulate leg. I was gonna go to the Olympics, damn it.
My beautiful beefy leg. You shoot me in that.
That was my favorite leg.
Oh my God.
Imagine getting like shot in the leg. Like your life may alter after that.
Oh yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
may not run the same. You may not walk the same.
You have like what scares me so much, right? Is those beautiful little things called arteries. Like I'm always afraid.
It's gonna hit one of them bad boys.
Like obviously, you ever wonder what it's like to get shot? Like the feeling of hot metal actually flying through you. So I'm always like, if I was to get shot,
I have
could
never
I pick a
wondered
spot
that.
where I want to get shot? And then you get worried. You're like, what vital things are in that spot? Because I
First-
failed.
Have you been hit by a BB gun?
Oh yeah.
That-
Maybe I don't want to get shot.
That's like I over dramatize it, and I'm like, it fucking hurts. Like some of those actually break skin, and it's like, and it's like, this is what it feels like to get shot.
Straight up, my cousin, his brother. I was playing around with the BB gun, and this is why I don't play around with real guns now. I'm sitting there pointing at him, and I was like, I was doing this right, and the gun slid forward and pulled the trigger and shot him. It shot him right in the face, and he grabs his eye. He goes, "My eye, my eye!" I'm sitting there panicking. I dropped the gun. I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" I gotta sit there and contemplate how I'm gonna tell my auntie I just blinded her son. and I'm getting mad because I'm like, move your hand, Pablo. I need to see what your eye looks like. He goes, my eye. And now I'm hitting him. I'm like, move your damn hand. Moves his hand, and there's a nice welt on his forehead. I go, oh, thank God.
Oh, God.
God damn it, Pablo. Move your fucking
Move your damn hand. Oh, me and him used
Of course,
to
it
get
had
into
to be
it.
a Pablo.
Oh, yeah, that's a family
Yeah, man.
animosity, man, when you're younger.
Jesus.
Him and me would go at it. There was one time, you ever do fake wrestling moves with people, like friends or your family?
Yeah, I put you in a couple positions.
I'm gonna tombstone you after this. So I tombstone my cousin Pablo, right? And if I remember right, you put his head between your thighs and you pick him up and just drop him to where.
Yeah.
The whole point is your legs are supposed to take the impact of the ground.
Hit the ground first, yeah.
So you kind of cushion their head between legs. I didn't do that. I was just like, come here, bam.
He was going for the death kill.
And sure as shit, this kid goes, I can't feel my feet. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta tell my auntie I'm paralyzed her son. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, Pablo, move. And he's like, I can't. I go, move, Pablo. So now I'm kicking him. Move your damn legs. And he gets up. He goes, quit kicking me. And I was like, oh, thank
Just
God.
paralyzed the damn kid.
All the anger
You
just
thought you
leaves
turned him
after
into a paraplegic.
I did. I'm telling you, there's too many stories I have of, how am I gonna tell my auntie this?
Jesus watched the TV all the time now. Now his the cousin's a paraplegic. Can't walk no more.
I'm paraplegic with one eye.
Damn it.
Too
Yeah.
much spike.
Too much Spike TV. That was that shit back in the day. I love that channel.
That was a good channel.
I used to watch, what was the show? Oh, man, I can't think of it right now.
Ultimate Fighter.
The show with the don't crucify me for this one. The Asians.
Oh,
Like that game show.
That
that
game
they-
show,
where
yeah.
they do like the inflatable.
Was it Wipeout?
Yeah, it's something similar to that.
Ultimate Wipeout or like
Where they
something
had to,
like that?
climb up the hill and there'd be like big
Boulders
coming
or
down
like
towards them.
fake boulders or whatever it
Yeah.
was. I used to love that show, dude. And like after a while, like watching it, it's like, damn, these guys do not give a flying fuck about what happens to these people. Because like I used to see some of those guys, some of the contestants in there get hit pretty hard. And it's like, ugh. And then it's like, oh, better luck next time.
And then they get up with a smile, like nothing.
I'm a winner. Konnichiwa.
Have you guys ever tried one of those obstacle courses, like over there? Up north
Ninja
by,
Warrior type shit? Or,
yeah.
I've always wanted to. Because you watch it and you're like, I could do that.
Yeah. But so there's one over there by Grand Junction, and it's in water. And
Okay.
once you get wet and you try to get on this inflatable obstacle course or whatever, it's 10 times harder.
No.
And you're getting beat up, and you think you have like the upper body strength or the leg strength to pass this obstacle course.
No more.
At our age, it's like, nah, I'm just gonna sit back.
Bro, I get up in the middle of the night and I'm like, what happened to my back? I just sleeping, just normal sleeping. Out of nowhere, my back hurts. Getting old sucks.
Oh yeah, it sucks. So yeah, I mean, now that we saw that, well, they took the video down already, but we saw that video of that dude that got shot in the head. Now, say that was you that got shot in the head, and now you have to deal with all that trauma, all that pain, all that suffering and whatnot. Like, would you have want them to like kept you alive after that, or would you have just been like, screw it, just?
To what degree am I? Am I? Da-da-da?
You just got shot in the head.
I mean, I guess you really never know what the outcome's gonna be and like how you're gonna heal and like what effects you're gonna have of that incident.
Right.
So I mean, it's a gamble.
Like that dude lucked out because he's functioning now.
Yeah.
He's just fine, and I'm sure that he's not 100%, but he can still talk, he can still see, he can still like walk and everything like that. But
I got shitty luck. Just
at that point, pull the plug. Done.
Yeah.
Dude,
Pull
I'm
the
done.
shitty
I'm
luck,
done.
man. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck.
so just shifting gears now, I guess. So like Rudy, tell us about yourself. welcome to the podcast. Officially, thank you for being here and everything. What drove you? Like when this dude asked you, like, "Hey, you want to come be on on our podcast?" What went through your head and said, "Yeah, I'll be on there."
Well, I've known Jesus probably for like damn near a decade now, huh?
Damn. Where'd the time go?
Yeah.
From
Target Distribution Center.
from the Target
Target
days.
ass, man.
Oh,
Target.
I was
man.
the slave ship over there. So,
Oh yeah.
and now, we all work at the plant, and always hanging out with Jesus and having all the good conversations that we have. I thought, it'd be interesting to
Be a
join
good
you guys.
time, right?
Yeah, it'd be a good time. Like,
You went to what degree did you go? So you went to school for art, right?
Yeah. So I received the associates in arts, and that's pretty much like a general
Yeah.
certificate or degree, whatever you want to call it. And then from there, I went to CSUP, and I obtained my Bachelor in Fine Arts. So it's more like honed in, and it's more specialized towards what you want to pursue.
Now, one question that I've always had, like in these art degrees, fine arts, right? So like you honed it in, you said, hey, this is something that I want to pursue and something that I want to do. Like what is it that you were trying to get out of it, I guess? Like when you went and wanted to like hone it all in.
At that point, it was probably just validation. Like my mindset is like, this guy's he doesn't have the credentials unless he has the background.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, in order to be proclaimed as an artist or to be recognized as an artist, what credentials do I have?
Yeah.
You feel like
And-
you need that paper. that
Yeah.
says-
Society kind of pressures us to, you need some kind of credentials.
You need
Yeah.
a paper saying that, yeah, hey, this person's qualified to
Yeah.
do.
Just like if you're applying for any job out in the field or
Right.
whatever, like, hey, this job may need a chemistry degree, and you need that paper to back it up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't apply for that position. So that was my whole mindset, which I think is bullshit, but
No,
I'm glad I went through with it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Okay.
because at that point, I set a goal and I achieved it, and now I'm
Just
working
another
in
milestone.
another milestone. But
Yeah,
now
that's
I'm
good.
working in a completely different field on the opposite side of the spectrum, while still doing stuff in the art field. So
I'll ask you about that here in a little bit. But so what kind of art is it that you mostly focus on?
throughout my life, it started out with graffiti, and then it turned into portraits, and then I put a mixture of graffiti and portraits together.
Okay.
And then, the painting, the acrylics, oil painting, but it was all based around portraiture.
Graffitis. So I've always found graffitis interesting, like people going out. Like, were you mainly doing this on your own? Like, you didn't like actually get permission from anybody to like go tag something, or
You just hitting up the back of garages.
Yeah, pretty much like when you go out in town, you do like your little quick rides, but
right?
at that point I wasn't doing big pieces like I did in your grandparents' garage.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't focused on that. I was just focused on paper, marker, pencil, whatever I had.
Gotcha.
Utensils.
Okay.
But like there was times I went out into town and I vandalized and
Yeah.
destroyed property with little scribbles and stuff like that.
Obviously, that's not something that you do now, right? It's
Yeah,
just
no.
like that was
Good
your
boy now. He's Christian.
Baptized in dirty water.
But so with all the graffiti and stuff like that, I know like now you get to see more of it nowadays. Like I've seen videos, Instagram videos, TikTok videos, or whatever. Like people actually like purposefully tagging like a wall, a mural, doing that kind of stuff. So I think it's cool that we're actually like moving forward and like.
Well, I mean, you go down to like these large cities, like you go downtown Denver,
Yeah.
and there's murals everywhere. and
Yeah.
they're like a part of the building now. Like that's
Yeah.
even I bet if someone new bought it, some of these pieces are so well and beautifully
Yeah.
done that you wouldn't even want to change it. You wouldn't want to paint over it because they're
Yeah.
amazing.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's cool to see that. So I'm glad that like some of these artists get to actually continue to do, what they've been doing for years and stuff like that. And now it gets recognized. Everybody can see it. So it's not like just the back of people's garages.
Yeah, they no longer look at it. Society doesn't. All of society anyway doesn't look at it as strictly vandalism. They look at it like, hey, is now becoming an art, a different form of art, even though it always has been. The rest of the world just now sees it the same way.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's really cool.
And I don't know how if you guys like know too much of the background of art, but cities like Pueblo, Colorado Springs, and Denver, they put out grants on this website, and they're pretty much advertising that they want said artists to come in and
Oh, really?
put in a sculpture that's going to be located at this specific spot in the part of town.
Oh,
And so they're like, our budget's $2,500. Submit your application. So artists come in and
Yeah.
they do that, and it's the same with like buildings around the downtown areas. You know,
Damn, I had no idea
Yeah,
about
like-
that.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about
I
that.
mean, part of it is me as an artist going out, advertising myself, asking for permission. But majority of how we get art placed throughout our cities is grants,
yeah.
I'd have never known that.
grants, and websites, and descriptions of what the city wants. And
Yeah.
then there's artists that step forward, apply for these job titles or
So
job positions, and
Yeah.
they follow through.
And
So
Go
it all
ahead.
becomes pretty much like a picking. Like there's a pool of artists, and whoever the contractor or whatever, or the one who's doing the construction is like, hey,
I want that. guy.
I want that guy. Do you guys submit just your names, or do you guys submit like samples of your art and stuff?
So you submit your name, your background, and your proposal.
Oh, okay.
And how you're gonna execute your proposal includes everything that you're gonna do going forward with the project. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't be applying for the project if you did not feel the artistic urge to pursue it. You know, what I'm
Right.
saying?
So when I walk through the town, I see this crazy looking statue.
Yeah.
That's
how
it got there.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Somebody actually,
and
that's
it's-
really cool.
It's cool, and that's how artists get paid. You know,
That's
like,
nice.
It's like an underground society in
Yeah.
a way, like that. Many like citizens just don't know about. Like,
Yeah,
you just think, oh, the city put that there.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's
There-
exactly
there-
how I thought. That's
There's a process, you know.
I thought the city had, just was like, hey, I don't know, maybe whoever was like, when it comes to parks and stuff, there's whoever was designing the park was like, it'd be cool if we had something like this right here. Literally, I know that they were, subcontracting that out to someone else, to an
Yeah.
artist, to do their own design in there.
That's really good.
How it works.
So like say you do get picked to do this piece, for the city or whatnot. So like, what is your end goal after that? Like once they put your piece out on display, how does that like boost, I guess, your portfolio or your career or
Publicity and
yeah, like
yeah, publicity. I don't know how aware you guys are, like when you walk downtown in the Riverwalk area, but if you look at like just even the simple granite benches at the Riverwalk, they have these funky shapes. I mean, and then you look at the tag name on there. There's an artist name. He made that bench. That's advertisement. And I always, when I'm walking through these places,
so you have an eye for that kind of stuff. Okay,
you gotta
gotcha.
have an eye for it. you
See,
know?
So
I would
you
have
see
never.
You see that tag, that it's their signature. My question is, obviously, it's not as easy as a QR code or or like
It's like a little brass tag, man, and it's engraved.
Oh, is it?
It's like a name. It's like
Okay,
a
I was
name-
thinking-
a nameplate.
Nameplate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I was
Gotcha.
thinking when you said tag, I thought you meant like
Like a
like
little,
yeah, like
signature?
yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay,
No, it's nothing
that was,
like that.
That was a mistake.
No, it's real. It's real universal to where anyone could be like, okay, well, maybe this guy's the guy who made this. bench.
Okay, because I was like sitting there, I was like, how do you find the guy? What? Is that an R or an S?
They get crazy with them signatures
Oh,
too.
yeah, for real.
I got a question for you because you're more diverse into that world than we are. I have some photos hanging up around us right now. The world of art, what's considered art and what goes for high priced dollars. That it blows my mind. You see some of these photos, right? Or these paintings, and it to the random stranger on the street who looks at it, it looks like they just grabbed paint and threw it on there.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on that?
So, what I'm picking up is that you're asking how is art valued.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's complex, bro. Like, I could be a badass artist. I could throw out some cool shit, and you guys could be totally acceptive of it, and you guys would be like, "Damn, Rudy's really a good artist."
Yeah, which I think you are.
But honestly, it's who owns that art piece or who made that art piece. So, say I made an art piece, and Donald Trump came to Pueblo, and he's like, "Oh, I want that art piece."
Right there,
So,
just blew your name up.
it just blew up that value of that painting.
Jesus.
And every other photo you do from there on.
Yeah. So then, after that point in time, I could mark up my paintings or, my drawings or, whatever I'm putting out at that moment. And from there, I have a set limit to what I'm selling my art at.
Okay.
And then, so say said person passes away, his art gets auctioned off and like all his real estate gets sold or whatever. And then say someone else famous picks it up.
Yeah.
Depending on who that person is, that art is going to value
Higher or
go up in price or go down in price.
Okay.
Huh. Okay.
And that's how it is. And you have museums across the world that are collectors of art. They really don't sell art. But most of the museums across the nation, they're supplied by private collectors.
Okay.
Also, it's kind of like this is a piece that it's owned by so and so, but they are allowing us to showcase it.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Do they? So it's like renting that piece of art, basically. Like the museum rents that piece of art from that artist.
I don't know how that works exactly. Like if they have some kind of contract behind possession of that art piece at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But I know from what I experienced that most of the museums and art shows that happen with past artists,
Yeah.
they're usually supplied by a private collector.
Okay. Now, like,
And the museum could be a private collector as well.
oh,
Like that could be their collection.
That
as
could be
well.
their
Yeah.
personal. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, like with all these recent uplifts in people going into the museums and like protesting these pieces of art, you know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about like these people that go in and like want to protest a piece of art, like throw like tomato soup on it or like
I
throw
seen that.
like?
I seen
Have
that.
you seen that? Like,
yeah, I seen that. That's it goes back to don't judge. Like let me be and I'll let you be type stuff.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to push your beliefs onto me. Like you're really not making a statement by going in there and throwing a can of tomato soup on a
right.
historical piece like
Yeah.
the Mona Lisa. Like,
Yeah.
Like what did Mona Lisa do to you that is
Yeah.
causing you to act out like this?
A
Right.
photo that was done
Centuries ago, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in my personal opinion, it really, like, I'm just thinking this person's crazy.
And I'm trying to think like what are they protesting? Like why are they protesting?
Yeah.
Like I don't, because I'm not sure like what the
What was the agenda for
yeah,
doing
what's
it?
the agenda for going into the piece of art? Like is it just because of the canvas or how they obtain the materials to make the painting, or like what the artist stood for, or
yeah. It could probably be a number of those things, like past times, pretty much. Like, I mean, who knows? Say that painting was made in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Where racial problems were really existing.
okay,
Like where they're really prevalent on a day-to-day basis.
To me, though, I've always looked at that, and this is the same thing with statues. You ever notice when we had the riots going on, they were tearing down statues and stuff. They're like, this guy was a slave owner. That is, whether he did bad shit or not, that is a historical figure. Like, that is a part
Right.
of our history.
yeah,
So that's just how it was back then. You tearing down his statue doesn't change what he did 200 years ago.
right,
It just doesn't.
Exactly. And that's the way I see it too. Like at that point, the people protesting are pushing their beliefs on us
Yeah.
and what we know as history, which that's their beliefs.
Yeah.
Everybody's entitled to their
Yeah.
opinion.
which is
But you guys can see how art and politics go hand in hand.
yeah,
Like obviously there's a lot of political statements being delivered through art, and obviously a lot of vandalism, which may be political statements as well.
right,
So like it's been an uproar for quite some time.
for a while, huh?
Yeah.
So I know you said you shifted gears and you went into a different form of art now. Now you do primarily tattooing, right?
Yeah, primarily I do tattooing.
So what made you want to go into that line of profession as far as the art goes? Did you just always wanted to? Because I know you have quite a few tattoos yourself.
Yeah.
So were you always fascinated by it, or were you like, this is something different, a different style of art? I want to see if I can master it.
Yeah, there's a mixture of feelings. when I shifted gears. I consider myself a semi-art scholar or whatever you want. Like, I have credentials behind me, pretty much. So,
Yeah.
To keep in tune with art, I realized that just drawing and painting in my room or whatever, my art studio, was not making me no money. You know, I would attend art shows, I would solicit my art, I would put it on Instagrams, all my social medias, but at that point in time, it was just like, when's the revenue gonna
It's
start
a
rolling?
hustle is what you're trying to
Yeah.
like say.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have to like put in a lot of work before you actually start seeing
Exactly.
the revenue
The
coming in,
return.
the return on that investment. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I get what you're saying.
And my whole art collection is owned by myself. Like,
Yeah.
I have dozens of drawings.
Yeah.
You know, tens of dozens of drawings.
It is cool that because the body essentially is a canvas in itself,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I have
yeah.
Yeah.
quite a few tattoos myself, and you know, you must feel proud when you do a piece on someone and they're walking around. It's they're flashing your work, your art out there, advertising, saying, hey, you know, this is Rudy who did this.
Yeah, definitely. It's, you know, I'm essentially an overpaid therapist, man. Like, what's popping right now in reality? Like, people these days and these times, they're into tattoos.
Yeah.
You know, and like, psychologically, they may be going through something, and ink therapy is a real thing, man.
Yeah, like, you know,
like,
every time there's a passing, you know, you want to get something representing that person if you
there
love them.
may be a
That's a-
memorial piece, and then it may help you cope with your grief.
So what's the most messed up thing you've heard since you've been tattooing? Has anyone told you a crazy ass story?
Oh man, it's usually people going through breakups and stuff like that. You know, venting, and like I said, I'm an overpaid therapist, but I get to enjoy tattooing, marking someone permanently while they vent to me, and I'm cool with that.
He's got to have that. He's got to have that doctor-patient confidentiality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Tip, like,
there's a HIPAA.
can't disclose that.
So have you, has anyone came to you and asked you for a tattoo in a weird place?
Dude, that's one of my most common questions, and like
Like if I was like, hey, Rudy,
I
I
haven't.
want you to tattoo my butt cheek.
Yeah, I have had someone ask me to do a cover up of some guy's name on her butt cheek, and I was like, man, you're stupid.
You're dumb.
First of all, those lines ain't going nowhere. Those are bold ass.
They're
lines.
deep.
Yeah.
Someone
Yes.
carved them up.
Yeah. And he was a tattoo artist himself that put his own name on. Yeah, and I was like, you are stupid because
Damn.
that guy sucks.
Do you work in a shop here, or
No, with our schedule at the plant, you know, like I just keep it independent. I have my own setup similar to this, you know. It's a designated room where, you know, I do my hustle, man, and I get it.
has anybody ever asked you to do a tattoo and then they're like, I got an STD though?
No, but I'm sure there's people out there who.
That shit happened one time while I was getting tattooed.
What?
This dude walked in off the street and was like, hey man, I'm trying to get a tattoo, but like just so you know, I got AIDS.
First of all,
Was it Billy Cox?
My tattoo artist was like, hey man, nah, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get out of here.
Good
bro.
night.
Damn.
man. I mean, you know how people are. Some people are very open about that kind of thing. Some people may hide it, you know. And
Like, are the needles like obvious? You either sanitize them or are they disposable
yeah,
or like how does
everything's disposable?
everything's disposable?
Everyth's
Okay,
disposable these
gotcha.
days, you know, and,
Good to know.
I feel better about that.
So
What-
you do primarily black and white, right?
Black and white realism. That's
That's
my
good.
focus. And,
Okay.
I like to lean into the Chicano culture a little
All right,
bit.
I dig that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you start doing color, I'll let you tattoo me.
I know, like I got my tattoo. I remember I got my tattoo when I was 18, and it was literally just a fu to my parents. That was
Same.
Those
that
are
was
the best way.
that was like the only reason why I got the damn thing too. And it's like, can't tell me what to do now, Mom. You can't do me shit, Dad.
It was always, hey, if you get good grades, maybe we'll get. I'm like, well, that ain't happening.
Yeah, well, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, like I basically left the house, joined the army, and then I came back home and I let one of the local tattoo artists tag me up, right? And the dude used a prison gun.
Oh,
It was like a prison tattoo gun.
Where did you go, bro?
He was on the island. Remember,
It was back on the
He's from
island.
the island.
Holy.
So yeah, like he had it, and then he had it modified to where it's like everybody was telling me, it's like, oh yeah, dude, like he's doing good work now. Oh yeah, it's the best, dude. You're not
now?
gonna get any.
Was he?
I was like, really? Like, are you serious? Yeah, it's gonna be the best thing ever, dude. I'm like, all right, cool. So I let him tag me up, and dude, I'm telling you, like, I'm not trying to be a little bitch about it, but I was like, damn, this hurts. Why does it hurt so much, man? Turns out that he was just digging the needle way too far, like way
Scarring
too
you
deep
up.
in. Yeah, like scarring me up. So like, there's like a few pieces on there that are like, yeah, scarred.
So isn't
and it's
that
like,
the
damn?
What
how
year
you
was
can
this?
tell?
This was back in 2010, 2009.
So think about how evolution set into the tattooing world, and I'm sure there's no people out there using junk equipment
Mm-hmm.
that shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Unless you
Shouldn't
locked
be.
up.
Shouldn't be.
Because I think like back then, I don't know how accessible this stuff is, and like how
Back then, I
You
don't think
know,
it was very accessible.
cheap it is
Yeah.
too.
You
Like
should
I
be able
don't
to
know
look
how
on Amazon right now
Oh,
and
yeah.
buy you just about anything you need.
Jesus
$40
could,
on Amazon, you can get a full kit, dude.
yeah,
A whole
Jesus could
kit?
start
Are you
tattooing
serious?
tomorrow
Damn,
if he
dude.
wanted to.
Ink, needles,
everything,
tattoo machine, everything. You get alcohol wipes, and
everything.
But
I
think about
tattooed myself, dude.
That's crazy.
think about it. How you guys invest into your own supplies is
I mean, you
part
get
of the
what-
outcome.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I'm
crazy because I thought that all this tattoo stuff you had to like get from a specific supplier. You know, like you get all your
Yeah.
like the ink especially, right? Because the ink has got to be like a special kind of ink
Yeah.
or like
Well, it has to be, from what I know, Indian ink.
Indian ink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm a. I know how that could go. Or he was thinking.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Okay, so my brand of ink is called.
Native American ink.
That is, yeah. You got to be. Got to
There it
pronounce
is.
that right.
There it is.
So my brand of ink is called Big Sleep. Big Sleeps ink.
Big Sleeps ink. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it expensive, like for the ink itself? Because
No, you get a good sized bottle. It's probably like 16 ounces
How-
for $42.
how long does that bottle normally last you?
It could last anywhere from. I mean, it depends on how busy you are.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
let's
like-
say you're getting a tattoo a week. Like on average, how long?
on my scale? So
Yeah, on
like
your scale, like
that bottle of ink would probably last me anywhere from 6 months to a year.
oh damn, okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Okay.
And I mean, you think about it. Your ink caps are probably like said big.
Yeah. So
know,
is
so-
there an expiration on ink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually like 5 to 6 years out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, if it expires in the bottle, is it gonna expire on your skin after it's laid on?
I don't know.
Does it? So this is.
That's a good goddamn
I'm
question.
gonna feel stupid for saying this, but I
That's
think
a valid question.
isn't it the cell? I feel dumb for saying this because I feel like
holds
it's,
it in. So
yeah, I feel like
it
it's
doesn't expire.
I feel like it's wrong what I'm gonna say. But I remember hearing something like when the cells when they reproduce again or they reform in your body,
Yeah.
they come back as that color in your skin. I feel like that's completely wrong.
I-
I might have heard that somewhere off.
I don't
That's
know.
a TikTok information I heard, and I was like, I'm gonna stick with that.
I said I feel genius. Right
I mean, I don't know.
Tell me
like,
once, and that's all I go off of. I'm like, all right, cool.
like I don't know how deep you've looked into it, but yeah, like, isn't it like it goes into that first layer of skin, like
I
the
think it's like the first 3 to 4 layers.
3 to 4 layers? Okay.
Because you got 7 layers of skin, if I'm not mistaken.
7 layers of skin.
Yeah.
What the hell do they all do?
I don't know. We can look it up right now.
Manny, look at how many layers of skin we got. Manny,
You're on
Manny's
your phone,
the man
look it
behind
up.
the camera. He's the man with all the answers.
Manny Jamie.
But he's not getting paid.
He's not. Let's just.
Yeah, until you start paying us, then you know this money train on.
But like
You got 3 layers.
3 layers.
3 layers of skin?
total.
That's
The
it?
epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis.
Nah.
Hey, you challenge.
You're
your
gonna
Google
argue with the
there?
internet?
You're gonna hey, it's on the internet. It's got to be true.
Hey, what happened to the?
Oh,
Oh, hey.
I don't know.
Tom Hanks.
So-
is
Tom Hanks.
Finch.
What's he in Finch?
Finch?
7 layers.
Oh, you have 7 layers.
7 layers, but the top 2, so the top one is the epidermis. The middle has 5 is the dermis. And
Okay.
then there's 1 layer, the hypodermis.
I feel like this will be a good.
Middle has 5.
I feel like this will be a good TikTok question. Like, how many layers of skin you got? And then like just have all these people answer randomly.
People go crazy.
Yeah, because have you seen those TikToks where they like ask people like how many continents there are and like
Oh,
if
that-
it's
that is
15
the
till 11, what
That-
time is it?
that is the funniest. Oh, that guy is hilarious, man.
There was a video where they asked this lady on the street how many states there was. She kind of thinks in her head for a second. She's like, you got Alaska, Hawaii, so goddamn 47.
God damn.
I love the guy that's
47.
asking the question. He's always every time they answer it wrong,
Yep.
he's all, "Yep, that's right,
That's right. You're absolutely right.
correct."
So
Gives them like $5 or whatever the price is.
It's like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to like call bullshit on like some of these videos because it's like there's no way, dude, that like some of these people are like
Hold on.
that.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Oh God.
it's true.
We work with few people, and I'm like, "There's no way these
Well,
people
I
are
mean,
that
like,
stupid."
Okay, so
And
like
they sure as hell are that stupid.
So something like flat Earth to round Earth. That's one complete different theory, right? And obviously, I think that they're retarded for saying that. But I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
hold on, like I can't completely knock it because I can't prove it either. I myself can't prove it.
Yeah, but I
right?
don't need to. Other people can.
Obviously, yeah.
I'm not smart enough to give you all the right answers, but I can find the people that can give you the
Exactly.
right answers.
But like stuff that like you learn in middle school, high school, growing
Yeah.
up, it's like really like you really don't know that. Like hell,
Yeah.
I come from a whole different fucking island, from the other side of the world, and I know that shit. Like, how do you not know that?
See, the problem is like the certain someone that we know that believes in flat Earth. We used to talk about, oh, well, if you're in an airplane, can you see the curvature? And like, there are times, right? Like, I get the cruising altitude of some planes are like what 40 to 50,000 feet.
over 30,000. I know that.
So there's some times where I'm like, I don't know if that's the curvature. It looks like it curves pretty fucking far out there.
Yeah.
But there's a guy who I tell him that, and he goes, "Well, no, in 1967 they decided to change the shape of the windows, and that's what makes it looks like it curves."
who did this?
Who's saying it?
Yeah, who said
I ain't gonna
it?
put him on blast.
Is he Bravo or
Yeah, he's Bravo.
no,
operator.
he's not. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, he's
We got to be careful with dropping names. We can't.
yeah.
I ain't no snitch.
But man, this boy dumb.
Yeah, like that was one thing we talked about. It's like we can't be dropping names like that because now we have more people at work like actually listening.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, ugh.
Yeah, they're like, "When's the next podcast dropping?" I'm like, "Oh shit, you listen to that?"
Damn, you actually listened to it? Damn.
I remember one time I
Oh my
walked
God.
into the change house and I was like, "Who believes that the Earth is flat?" I look around the room and I'm just like,
Was there a few hands that popped
there was,
up?
there was 2 hands that popped up.
No
But
way, dude.
Everyone else
On what shift?
on Bravo.
No.
This was Bravo. This was
He said no.
so this was on the monitoring side, and
That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
and so there was 2 hands that popped up, but like there was plenty of others that were like either what the fuck is he talking about,
Yeah.
or
We're just shook. you
yeah,
know,
I don't want to raise my hand because I don't want to
Who
get
was it
judged.
on the monitoring side?
I can't be dropping names.
We'll do that off camera.
Yeah, we'll do that off.
I can't be dropping names. But,
Can't drop names like that.
yeah, like I just shook my head and I was just like, oh god, I'm gonna get into it with you later. You're a target now.
We're gonna discuss this.
But we don't. Yeah, we don't want to put anybody on blast, but just know that if you heard it here, we know what we think of you.
Yeah. Oh God.
Hey, so a topic that always comes to my mind, like especially when I hang out with people at work, the diversity
In what sense?
In the workplace?
in the workplace. Yes.
Okay.
Like, don't you guys feel like our job out there is so fucking diverse in terms of people?
Oh yeah.
Well, you have to.
I feel like
It's a
Well,
requirement
yeah,
now.
it's a legit requirement. You have to
Well,
hire
yeah,
certain
yeah.
women.
Yeah.
You have to hire certain people. The term, I guess, is of color, but black people, Mexicans.
Let me rephrase that. Okay, so You
Yes,
worked
we
at
work
Target,
with a
right?
Bunch of gay dudes.
I think they do it. Like you have to hire. There's a certain quota for that too. I think.
What always freaks me out is like there's a bunch, but they're all monitoring techs, dude. There's so many of them.
Burn.
Many of them, dude.
Oh, that's a good one.
No,
That's it.
and this was a
Damn
topic.
it.
This was a topic of discussion the other day too. Me and Marco were talking about it.
Yeah.
Good night.
We're not even gonna go deep into that because it could be offensive. But, so we worked at Target together, right?
Yep.
So think of the diversity there compared to the diversity at the plant.
Like
You had all local or Pueblo people working
Yeah.
at Target, right? So similar backgrounds, similar cultures, similar lifestyles.
Yeah.
Like the best question you could ask anyone from Pueblo is like, "Oh, what high school did you go to?"
yeah.
Yeah.
That was how
Okay.
deep it went. But on the spectrum that we work in now, like you have people from all over the nation, all over the world working where we work, you know, and like the diversity is so cool because you could have all these people just gathered and bringing their ideas together, you know, and it's like just like all of us. I mean, we're similar in a way, but we're also different.
Yeah.
Are
That's
you-
true?
You're from Pueblo.
Yep.
You're from Pueblo.
Born and raised.
You're from Pueblo. So I'm the only one.
We accept you, Jorge.
Thank you.
You are
Thank you.
one of us now.
You gotta get. You're gonna get branded later.
Pueblo and a third world country.
Yeah. That's why I dress the way I dress. You know, I gotta like wear Carhartt. And,
Car. You gotta represent.
Gotta get
Boots.
there.
Gotta get
Fancy.
some-
That's like wearing Louis
Oh,
Vuitton
hey, hold on.
in the blue collar world.
What do they dress like down in Puerto Rico?
oh, dude, you know. Have you seen Daddy Yankee? Come on. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Literally, like some flip flops, some swim trunks, and put on a T-shirt on.
Bro, my grandpa, because
It doesn't have to be Billabong either.
I'll tell you, like my grandpa's from. My grandpa's from the island. He's from Ponce.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my grandpa never wears a shirt. Never. Like that guy refuses to wear.
Your
to
grandpa
wear-
is gangster as
Dude,
fuck.
He refuses to. It'll be like 30 degrees outside, and he's like, he'd walk outside with no shirt. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, man?
One thing that was universal on the island, and I don't care what town you went to or where it was. It could have been up in the mountains or down in the city. Doesn't matter. You were always gonna find some old guy in his balcony with his shirt off. It was notorious, dude. Like
grandpa.
That's
Yeah.
my grandpa, man.
it was somebody's grandpa. Yeah, like no shit. Like there they were, and they don't care. They don't give a fuck, dude. They just sit out there like beer gun and all.
That's
Just
exactly- That's my grandpa. He's got a panza.
Oh, yeah.
He'll walk out there and like he'll go grab the mail and stuff. The mailman will come, give him the mail. And it's 30 degrees outside. He just walks outside.
Yeah,
His slippers, no damn shirt on. He's like, what the fuck, grandpa?
what are you doing? But like, so like to your point, you know, the diversity. Like you talk about the diversity that you see here at the plant, right? I saw that when I was in the military, right?
Yeah.
So you come in and you have people from everywhere, all over the world, and they bring their bullshit with them.
Oh,
They
boy,
bring-
that state.
They bring their nonsense with them, dude. So like you go into like a central hub, right? So like my central hub was Missouri, right? So you go to Missouri, the most
Be careful.
Say it. Say it.
the most
Say if you're gonna say it, say it with your chest.
the most Midwest place that you were ever gonna encounter. And you go there and you just see these guys, right? And there's a meme going around, and I can't tell you how accurate it is. Have you seen that meme of John Cena in his underwear?
No.
No.
Oh man, so there's a meme of John Cena, and he's walking like he's just standing there like chest puffed out in just whitey tighties, and literally the meme says like when you're in basic training and that kid from Montana shows up, and I can't tell you how accurate it is because you will have some weirdo that will just walk up, you know, and tighty whitey just.
There's
Hey, man.
so everyone's
what?
heard the Florida man meme, right?
Oh, yeah.
Florida
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You
Florida
gotta
man?
be Florida man's
Always,
weird.
always a Florida man.
So like you got Florida man eating wrestling alligators, or you got Florida man eating people's faces.
yeah.
Because of where we work, I have a new meme. And it's for people from Utah.
Utah man.
Hey man,
Hey, be careful.
I'm gonna tell you right
Utah
now.
man.
If I hurt your feelings, you probably who I'm talking about. I call people from Utah Utards. 'Cause, man, all the people we work with that are from Utah, those are some special people.
Ugh, good
Those are
God.
some special people.
Special ones, huh?
The more, yeah. I did not know how many Mormons we had that worked with us and stuff.
It's
And,
crazy.
you know, they all click together.
Oh,
too,
yeah,
like,
and hey,
from
man, this ain't
monitoring
me-
to operations.
This ain't
to,
me dissing Mormons. But,
yeah.
you know, like the ones I come across, y'all weird.
You guys are weird. Well, like I told you about the one dude, you know, he just left, you know, he's going somewhere else right now. And I remember when he first approached me, it was funny, and I know Manny has like a similar story to the one I have, but like he just approached me, he like started asking me like 20 million questions, like where you from, what are you doing, this and that, and then this guy from Utah, Mormon, just breaks out and starts speaking Spanish. And I was like, whoa.
Bilingual.
And it's like, dude, like it throws me off, right? Because I'm like, I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't perfect, but dude, like he's actually really good, you know, speaking the language.
He spent a lot of time
In South America,
South America.
somewhere in South America. Yeah, he told me about that.
on a mission.
Yeah. But he told me, you know, like first time meeting him, one day I was just sitting out in the smoke pit. I don't even smoke. I was just sitting out in the smoke pit, just taking my smoke break.
Is that like your aromatherapy?
Yeah, I was just
just to get out.
I was just sitting there, like, you know, I see guys, you know, taking smoke breaks. I'm like, I'm gonna take a smoke break.
I'll pick it up, I guess.
So
It's 12:15. It's
Yeah.
smoke break time.
smoke break time. So I sat out there, and I was literally just sitting out there, hanging out. And then he comes up and he sits down, and the first question out of his mouth is like, "Who's your favorite Batman?" I was, excuse me, whoa, dude! Like, how do you just start a conversation like that?
No, that's an appropriate question to start. You know, that's a good one to start with.
What's your favorite Batman? So I was like,
He's getting down to
all
the
right,
point.
well, you know, like I answered mildly, you know, like very mild. I'm like, okay, and then he just kept dipping in deeper and deeper, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this. All right, we're doing this. Let's go. But yeah, it was great. But
So, you know, I think that's we're getting close to the end of this episode. We want to thank you guys for listening. If you guys stuck with us this long, we'll definitely have Rudy on again. Appreciate you, Rudy, for coming on the podcast.
Appreciate the invite.
Yeah, thanks for everyone. If you're watching, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Leave a like if you like the video and the content we've been putting out. And cheers, man.
cheers,
And thank you, Manny, for being the man behind the camera.
Manny, the man behind the camera.
We'll catch you guys next time on Cup of Joe with the Jays. Outro song.